doing a nice new video on finding a needle in a haystack. So data can be quite interesting when it comes to finding missing transactions. In a pastel database with a lot of transactions, it's very difficult to go and find that missing transaction leg. So I've set up a small little demo here where I want to show you guys how easy it can be if you use BI tools. And I've made it a little bit more interesting by combining two entities. So I've taken two entities into a group, and I intentionally went and I deleted two transactions. So we've got about 25,000 lines of transactions that we're going to look at now, and of which I've deleted only 2 lines. So it's almost impossible just to find it without doing a massive amount of work. But I'm going to show you through pivoting how easy it is. Okay, so firstly, let's shoot over into my BI, and this is called the WOW group. And there are 2 entities in here called Goods Pty Limited and Services Pty Limited. Okay, so I'm going to show you on the balance sheet. Remember now, we want to look for that nice 0. If you look here in this balance sheet, you actually see at the bottom there are 2 years in which is out of balance, 1,579 Rand and by 75 Rand out of balance in the 2021 years. Okay, so now we're going to have to find that. How do we find that missing link? Okay, first of all, we want to get access to all the transactions. So double click. Now I'm getting access to all the transactions, and this is that 25,000 rows that I'm just telling you that we've included in this database. So now it actually draws it for me, and if I look here, 23,056 lines of data. Okay, so 2 rows I intentionally went and deleted. How do we find it? Okay, so now on this drill down, also very difficult to find it from here. We're going to have to find this with some data tools, and specifically data handling tools. So we're going to use data tables. This is what you see here, and we're going to use pivoting. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to actually export. I'm coming back into the drill downs here in the My BI environment, and I'm going to export it because I want to now pivot it. You can't pivot in the app. You want to pivot outside of the app because it won't allow you. This is purely a viewing environment. So now I'm exporting into a separate Excel sheet. Okay, remember now this is 2 Pastel Express databases, but it works on Pastel Partner, any Pastel Partner, and any Pastel Express database, as well as any Sage 50 Cloud database. Okay, cool. So now what do we do first? We want to pivot. So I'm going to just say insert, pivot table. Right. Now we can go and see, is it out of balance? Firstly, I'm going to bring in, remember, when you pivot, you know your fields very well. You need to know it very well. Okay, so I'm going to throw that into my actual values column here. And once I've done that, I'm just going to now make the number format slightly easier to just see. I'm going to use a number format with a 1,000 separator. That just is slightly easier if you read it. Now I'm going to say, but remember now I've got financial years, FY years. Okay, so we want to see what's out of balance. FY years, we know the 2021 year and the 2018 financial year is out of balance. Okay, in which business? So let's have a look here. Let's take business name. The one is actually out in goods and the other one is out in services, 75 and 1,578 Rand. Okay, so now we already know a lot. I mean, from that 23,000, we've already separated which year and which business. Now we want to see, okay, but what is actually out here? What transaction is not balancing? Okay, so it's not easy to go and reference. Reason for that is reference in the Pastel database is not consistent. It's not on all of the legs, because something like the VAT leg actually has a reference called Z contrast. Now, Z contrast is there's no way for you to actually associate in the normal GL export that with the other debit and credit legs of that same transaction. You literally have to go and look at the day and then kind of like really do a long-winded exercise to link those two up. But in the back end, there's something called transaction ID. So I'm going to call it up, transaction ID, that we actually bring into your drill down. Now I'm going to throw that here. Now check how cool this becomes. So now we obviously know it's only in the 21 and the 2018 year and the 2021 year. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to filter out all the rest. I'm going to say, well, just filter out the 2017 year, 2019 year, and the 2020 year, and even previous, which is the opening balances. Throw that out. Now I've only got those 2 years left. And then let's just see, that was 2020 actually. This is the 2020 year. Let me just unfilter that again because I've obviously brought in transaction ID there. Lost Where did I, there it is, 20. Okay, now I see. Okay, so you see how quickly data can become very complicated. Okay, so there we go. So let's just roll it up first of all, and we throw in, we only filter out the 2017, 19, and 20 years, and then the previous. There we go. Now it gives you only that. Now I want to see which transaction is out. Check this now. Scroll down, scroll down. No, just saw it. There it is. This one. That one is out. Transaction 142. Double click, and here we go. Can you see it doesn't balance by 1578? Okay, so a one line of transactions within this specific transaction I deleted intentionally so that we can see how easy we can actually find it. Okay, so it's been deleted. There we found it. So transaction 142, which was for this supplier's invoice, PN 1000061, and we can go and identify it again, was done on the date of the 3rd of May 2017. And then we can go down to the next one. Let's now, so we've identified the one for, this is for goods, Pty Limited. There we go. All right, now we're going to go back here, and I just want to roll it up. Now we're going to see on services. Can we pick that one up? Okay, so let's just scroll down, 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 down. Ah, there it is. There it is. 2180. And here it is. This was for invoice number PN 100555. Was done on the 5th of May 2020. And this is what it was. And you'll see that it doesn't balance. It's out by 75 Rand. All of the rest are actually in. So this is your services one. So in a 23,000 line transaction database, within a few seconds, we are able to identify 2 needles that are actually that have gone missing, because we say, but we've deleted them, but you wouldn't know that, obviously. But with data tools and using cool data handling environments within the MyBI app integrated into a export for Excel, now you're able to go and find those needles very quickly. Finding a needle is very difficult, but if you have a massive magnet, it does draw it out of that haystack quite quickly. Okay, so just see a data handling tool as a big magnet, and you've got needles to find when you're auditing stuff, and you need to find and pinpoint transactions very accurately and very quickly. So using data tools and data handling tools like this really helps. I hope this has been something that you found insightful and you can use within your pivot environments. I hope you also have a great day. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.